Impact and Fusion. Wall objects meet audio-visual installations. An introduction. Impact and Fusion, by Western Australian artist bello benischauer, presents a dialogue between three sets of wall objects and audio-visual installations, questioning the social impact of human beings on nature through mass consumption and globally increasing population. It gives an overview about Bello's work, created throughout the last few years, addressing his overall work, concept and philosophy. Bello has exhibited regularly since the late 90s across Australia, Europe and the United States. His projects explore the relationship between humanity, technology and the natural environment through a synthesis of various art practices. This exhibition shows recent wall objects, relief-like expressions that shock-freeze certain images from his digital installations, recalling cartographic captures of nature strips and urban landscape, always in context to the human being, trying to manifest some sort of sustainability. Within a laboratory of monitoring, observation and documentation, the viewer experiences contrasts and a likeness of the still and moving images that both present selective, concise studies, ending up in layers over layers, images over images, collected to create collages out of the mass information we consume through the media, education, personal and daily experiences. Moving images lead into a manifestation of stiffness expressed in the wall objects. Bello's aim is to set a very special view on experiencing this complete alteration in how the world is changing through his artistical work. We have to learn to look at things differently, to understand the present before we can work on the future. Born in Austria and spending 10 years in countries around the world, left important marks on the artist's work and a deep connection to world cultures and mankind in general. Identical City, created in connection to the unknown Renaissance painting called The Perfect City around Piero della Francesca, approximately 1475, which addresses the central perspective of city buildings without showing any inhabitants. 21st century. What does identity in times of a global union mean concerning Western countries? What does culture mean in a city itself? Last but not least, has a single inhabitant still something like a deep understanding, a cultural consciousness within the anonymous city environment? Pattern of Perth. An extremely expressive comment on the city life by showing structures and movements in positive and negative forms, addressing an internal-external view, inside-outside a building, focusing on urban settings and their relation to their inhabitants. Repetition and abstract forms lead the viewer to the awareness of a certain relation between people and buildings, and then you see the pattern. People and traffic are changing, but the situations rhythmically repeat and create a pattern of Perth. Digital trilogy. Differences in cultural identities between people, focusing on modern developments inspired by nature and urban settings. The digital installation is about how people interact with nature and the modern world. It is a story about changing the view on things in society, nature and life in general, showing slow and fast movements by replacing points of view and by separating nature from the human being. Shortcuts and profiles of facing the beauty temples of Western society, such as soap operas, shopping centres and mass events. Impact and Fusion. Special interest in the polarity between mankind and nature in context to the artistically formed material, the object starting from primitive, archaic and ritual forms of expression. By focusing on forms and colours of nature, this work is about human beings that have attempted to control, reorganise and mark nature with signs of their presence. Manipulated. Deals with questions about nature and human beings, showing how the fragments and remains of pre-existing life forms become the starting point of new creation. Where do we come from? How far are we prepared to go? The urge to take control of nature, genetic engineering and searching for an overall answer are the main issues that find expression in this virtual collage. The work tells its story through the composition of a multitude of scene shots selected from films and documentations. Signs of investigation. People leave their marks on nature, trying to control, reorganize and structure the Earth through the use of technology. Earthly conditions from various distances, like a photographic illustration, a passion for detail, nearly a scientific reception, discovering forms and structures built and designed by mankind. From a distant view, details. A riverbed, desert roads, grass that blows in the wind can be recognized. Start looking. Human signs on Earth, the combination of human constructions and natural environmental conditions. The exhibited audio-visual installations, as well as further digital compositions by Bello, were released on individual DVDs, which are part of Contemporary Arts Media, one of the leading consultants and suppliers of films and books for arts education. The DVDs are for sale on the artist's website, www.artinprocess.com/limited editions. Some thoughts. It is quite important to allow your own dreams and visions to be part of your life. This is the only way to separate yourself as an individual from the materialistic world. Today, people share so much information that even if we wanted to, we couldn't stop it. We are able to create imaginative landscapes in no time, just through single thoughts. Surrounded by millions of shadows of human emotions, we can't see them or hear them, just sometimes can feel them. Visions that tell us the secrets of the spirits, they influence our senses, show us the way, protect us on a daily basis, communicate with us through our dreams. One day, we will become such motion shadows ourselves. A human soul dreaming deep in her thoughts, always searching for new ideas, to pass on her visions, always searching for solutions in a colourful world of existence, creating a synthetic world that can only exist in people's minds. I dream, create, think with my hands, slip into people's worlds, imaginations. In trying to create something special, I might just create something small. But isn't every small piece important in the global content?